Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and today we are back in the light campaign V4.2 in automation and are finding some new bugs, because that is exactly what this is about. What is it, episode 12 already? But by now we have discovered a lot of bugs. Also, we've just finished up the third facelift of our first car. Going well so far, but we do need to transition out of just that, and that's always a little scary. Taking a look at the economies here though, we do see that the East is doing extremely well at the moment, giving us a bit more leeway while the Western markets are still locked and we don't care about them. And this is looking nice. Our sales are increasing, and we are going to put some on into our storing places, some of those cars, and then sell them when our factory is retooling and such. But that's not a long time. I hope we don't overproduce too much. So where do we go from here? I was thinking about maybe is there a hacky way of doing a prototype car? Maybe there is, because we could, if we are building it in a way that is not mass produced, we might just be able to put it into a tiny factory and then instantly facelift it and not even try to sell it really. That's kind of a prototype. Again, I think we do want to make a car that is just generally applicable to everything. What I do want to get away from though is having different versions for the regions, but I don't think there's a way around this. The fuel availability in Ahana is just awful. So if we were to make a new car for, let's say, the family segment, and let's do a manual build here, we are going to first check out what bodies are even available. Is there something that can cover the whole damn market? Or is there something coming up that could cover it much better? I really like the prospect of these 3-meter wheelbase cars. They do look quite fancy. But then again, you run into the issue of, are you really going to make a massive car? That's naturally much more expensive than a small one. So, and do we really want to do a small one as well on top of that? Because that would then lead to us needing 2 different factories if we want to make that many trims as well. That is maybe not the best idea right now, considering that we are suffering a little bit on the company valuation and can't afford massive loans. But you know what? This 2.6 meter version does look quite nice. It's from 1950. We do have some coupes in there. We do have sedans and convertibles as well. And a van, and a just general pickup. So, cool. Why not this one? If we don't want to go for mass production, we need to pick aluminium and either space frame or ladder. And, well, yeah, probably go for ladder here, because it's so nice and quick to make, and it doesn't require much production units either. Double wishbone, semi-trailing arm. And for this one, we would be starting out by that one. Yes, I was thinking it's currently in engineering, yes. But we can pick one of these. I think we're going to switch over to automatic gearbox for this one. Just to get some higher comfort numbers. Oh, I have to show you something there. I've again reworked the gearbox stats a bit. I did remove the... I think I mentioned this a few episodes ago, that I wanted to remove the penalty for having more gears from drivability, and that has made it manual gearboxes even stronger. So now they're definitely, I would say, on par with automatics, and just a question of what do you prefer? Do you prefer the sportiness of it, or do you prefer the comfort? And that basically decides what you want to pick. Both are about equal in drivability now. Open differential for that one? I think so. Still just cross-ply tires. When are the radial's coming along. I think that's 55, right? So the next, or the actual version of that car, if we make some kind of prototype, that one would have radial tires available to it, because I don't think that will be before in like 4 years. Let's see. Probably something along these lines. 140, 100, and then we just go down a little to more comfort. And aerodynamics, nothing. Cooling airflow, a little higher. Oh, the drag coefficient is so damn bad. Oh, man. But better than for our other car. And this one also makes it much worse. Yeah, that's a big difference. Oh, okay. Picked the wrong body here. Is this a... What? Is that a sedan that just has a +2 option? What the hell? Okay, this is the full one. Yeah. It's a 2-door. That's a 4-door full one. So we ought to go for that one. So yes, please. More seats. We do need 5. And aiming for premium. And yeah, this is now dirt cheap. So let's engineer it with luxury AM radio, because we do have plenty of familiarity in it. We do have in the others as well, but it has come down so much in price that it's attainable. And this is supposed to be a... Oh, probably if we go into the sporty business as well, we might want to make a coupe that has rack and pinion instead. But recirculating ball is the way to go. And that is some questionable stats there for comfort. and family, yeah, not that great. We're doing well on drivability. So some more comfort. Comfort is probably low because of the suspension tuning. Oh yes, that is a little racy. Put it to normal. But I like how good a job this does to just tune it in general. But that is a very sporty setup still. So let's fix it up by going for something like this. That is one too little. Yeah, that's good. Now, just tweak it better. That is looking a lot better. Oh, and we're doing very well compared to the competition here in terms of comfort. Prestige still lacking, but that is to be expected with this engine in general. And if we are aiming for a price of like 8.5k, yeah, that is 125 cars in total. And the Lua has 0, is that correct? Yes. Okay, so this is just the Achanen market. Alright, so if we go there and just have this car produce, let's take a quick look. We go forwards, we make a engineering 6, okay. That's reasonable at all those settings. 5 years. If we reduce down tooling, if we make this, if we try to make this a prototype, let's see what we need to do. Oh, I have an idea. We can time it such that it comes out together with the engine if we needed to, so that we have that one and then instantly facelift it and add all the trims that we need. Can just in the meantime put it into a tiny factory on a tiny plot and see how that goes. Just costs like 2.5 mil or something. Oh, you know what? I just had a bit of an epiphany. I was always wondering about the familiarity and the progression in the campaign, and the pressure slider is what is affecting that, but it's affecting it in such minor ways. It's not really worth it. Like the difference here is a significant amount of engineering time, but if you look at the familiarity gain, then that's like, yeah, not much. It's definitely not much, and that's a shame really, because if you had a much larger range on this, then you could do some crazy stuff with it, and crazy useful. As in, you could have your research projects that are not really made for coming out into the market, but you really gain that familiarity, and you can just dump the tooling and process because you're not caring about that. you're not caring about the production aspects of it, you're caring about the technology aspects of it, and thus you can just set it to learning, and, well, you can still play with your funding, depending on how much you want, and you see here that if you... What? Funding faster? Oh, yeah, right. So if you make it cheaper, that's also... That goes a little bit... slightly counterintuitive, but it's not wrong. Like, this project takes a lot longer. So in that amount of time, you have to come up with a lot of creative ideas to make it cheap. So I guess you would learn a lot more about this. You have more time to learn. But, yeah, okay. But the pressure slider probably should do more. Let me note that down. We will see in the overview when this engine is finished, and then we can just take a look here. Oh, no, 28. Yeah, right. So we have it done in 28. So we can just adjust this to be 28 as well. I forgot that we had this new, very, very useful listing up there. So 28 it is. Let's go with this. Oh, did we want to actually engineer this one with advanced safety? Because that is... Oh, no, we are still in the markets where they don't care. Let me just check what the DeLuans think of safety. So family... Let's just take them. 14.6 in safety. That's pretty high. And they have 10 or 11% there. So the Nuluans do care. The Ahanans don't give a crap. So here we do need a new factory because there is no such thing as a prototype or rather concept car build yet. That is something that we do want to do at some point. And why not put it into a... Wow, that's cheap. If we put it into... Make a small plot that might be usable later on. Even a medium... Do we want to put it... Nah. Let's make... let's put it on there. It's a tiny one. It's damn expensive though. Holy shit, what did... Did you... like gold plate the insides of it or something? No, but that is about right for, like, in terms of modern pricing. I think I, a while back, I did check the pricing for factories, like new builds of factories, depending on how much square meters space you have, and then we looked at various factories and I measured them on Google Maps, like how large they are, compared them to what size we think they should be, and then looked at modern costs for building factories and just compared that, and yeah, it comes out about to that number. So if you build larger, it gets a lot more efficient because it's mostly empty space then. If you have 4 walls that close together, you don't save much money on inefficient ways. So this is just no mass production, minimum shifts. Yeah, nothing. Ooh, slightly, ever so slightly inefficient, this car. Well, it's very efficient to build it, but we only output 53 of them. Car engineering. That's a big cake. Ouch. And tooling quality doesn't cost anything. Yeah. This is very cheap. Very cheap, but the building is expensive. Pi million? Yeah, that sounds great. In case we make a mistake and some cars actually do get produced, I want them to not suck. No, they do suck anyway. I can't change that they suck because they suck. Did I leave... No, I did leave reliability on 50. Didn't I? I hope I did. Otherwise, this could have a slight impact on our reputation. Whoops. So, forecaster tool. Yeah, nothing. Total units sold, none. Yeah, seems about right. That's exactly what I was aiming for. Supposed margin... We're trying to sell them for 37k a piece. Woo, that's a little steep. Car engineering? Wait a second. Oh, we only have 24 months. Oh, brilliant. Because this one has already been going for 4 months. Is that correct? Let me just check. Yep, that is correct. Let's see. Llama prototype and here. Yep, that's 4 months already. Okay, so that's a little bug. that's a great name for this car. let's take this. The Llama engine in the Grunter. So we need to aim for 24. That's already 10 million in terms of cost, so I'm not too stoked about that. How do we do this? Do we have to lower reliability? Looks like it. And increase pressure a little bit. There you go. Even made it slightly cheaper. That will mean, though, that cranking up these sliders to reasonable values in our facelift, that will hurt. Oh! Look at that! 2 cars sold per year. Well, that's a good statistic. Very promising. Oh, there you go! If we lower our margin to 20%, it tells us that we are selling 100 cars per year. I think this is a pretty good setup. Let's try this concept out. I've never tried this before, to make a prototype car. So, it's not the... It's obviously not intended that you can do that, but, I mean, why not? Overall, deactivate the loan. Well, we do get a pretty good interest rate there. This is, in total, just a little less than 11 million. And that includes our prototyping factory. I think we can afford this. Yeah, I think so. Company valuation sitting there at 25, 26 million. Sign off the project. And yes, without a loan. Ooh, do you think we can cram in a quick Llama prototype 2? Just for these months? Maybe we can. Oh, and I do need to make this stop. Pause car trim or pre-orders. Yes, please. We don't want to have any pre-orders for this one at all. So that means you can actually make a car that doesn't sell anything, because you can now manually deactivate it. Well, that's good. We don't have much stock. We're making a fair amount of money from this, but we just have too high costs. Engineering is high, research isn't. Engine production. Yeah, so we're making a profit on this. Although it tells us that we don't, because we have those engineering costs. That's what is expensive. But now the pre-orders are starting to come in. Financial report is available. Let's see. The Weeble did make us most money. A little bit of interest. Car production, engine production, engineering costs pretty high. Loan repayment, yeah, that sucks. Marketing 3.5. That is a little low overall. As a rule of thumb, like 10% is a good target, but I think in the starting phase where a few points make a big difference, it's probably smarter to be a little on the low side. Or crash in the economy coming. That is looking a little nasty. Okay, the Llama has finished engineering. And we do have till 5:53 for a potential revision of the prototype. So just going to update this one. I think it is fine overall. Oh, right, yeah. It's just the Conrod and piston stress that is stressing me out a little. I can leave all the tuning and everything the same, though. This will be pretty much the same engine, and we can just focus on getting it a little bit more ready for production. So this is 0. We haven't changed anything that costs time. That is great. So that is working as intended. But now, let's amp up the pressure and start putting something into this. Oh. Can we normalize this and end up with... When is this going to be finished? Does that mean that we can add all the reliability back into it in that time. That is really cool. So it takes about 6 months to make a prototype reliable. If it's not, like, fucked from the design point of view. So still no factory, that's fine. Let's sign this one off. This is 453. We have 1 extra month. So let's make the best out of it. What more can we do? Learn a bit more about it? Nah, we need to up some of these. Yeah, that's fair. Oh my god, that's costly. So 7 it is then. 1 and 5. Oh my god, this will be bad. This will be bad. Lots more to do there. So please, no changes to the actual engine. We have variants to produce, and we have some tooling and process to generate. Okay, well, yeah, look at that. There it goes. Snug fit into the project plan. Everything is coming together. And I think now is the time to... Ooh, delivery. Do you still have... Yeah, you still have plenty of vehicles in stock. What we're going to do now is pause all of these. Pause the production, agree. Pause the production, agree. Pause the production, agree. Probably could be doing it like this. Pause the production, yep. Okay, so now they are all paused, I hope. And let's see what happens. There, yes. Costs coming down. Massive profits. Perfect. Right at the end of the year after making massive non-profits for a while. So Taxman will be just fine with this. Okay, and year end. Yep. No news. No news here. That's good. Oh, these cars last forever. Alright, there you go. Could have aborted production a little earlier. But that's good. Still has 63 million. We do have a factory to pay for. Oh. Well, that's an issue. I didn't sign it off. So you fucked it up. I fucked it up. You know you have to actually sign off the projects, right? So what I'm going to do is head back to the autosave here at the start of the year and just remake this. And another bug here, of course, it doesn't show you that you have paused the production. Now I'm doing it already a little earlier, lessons learned. And just quickly redo the prototype. So now, don't forget to sign it off. This is another 3.3 million. Ouch. No, deactivate the loan. Sign off the project, and that's all good. Alright, we are back to where we were supposed to be. The finances graph there doesn't look all that great. Holy shit. Yeah, we're dropping dead, aren't we? Somehow, I think I've seen that curve before. Ooh, Where could that have been? It looks like our main sales are depending on what we sell most of. How funny that is. Okay, our projects aren't exactly aligning. I forgot that it was 7 months instead of the 8 that I gave it. But yeah, that's fine. So now we are going into... Oh no, you know what this also is? It's the pre-orders. Because of course our revenue is dropping dead if we are selling, well, selling in air quotes, the cars for 10% instead of 100%. And that is exactly what is happening here. This is a very healthy pre-order deficit though, in terms of stock. It's looking great. So the month of truth comes on here. Is it? No? Okay, we need one more. And there we go. And the llama is completed as well. And that is good to see. We are making money and up the company valuation. So far, I'm quite happy with what I'm seeing. No, what? What? No, okay. you have to then stop it. You have to stop it. We haven't sold anything, but it has started producing. So we need to stop the production. Yes, and now we need to scrap the cars. 47.5k in total. Ouch. I guess it is very fortunate that they produce nothing. Well, this is an interesting constellation, though. Now we can go ahead, and while this facelift is producing, we can make our actual car that already has a prototype and add variants to it and switch over the factory to using this one. I think that is something for the next episode, though, as that is a larger task. And I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.